Welcome back, and this is a new update for the last couple of days. Here you can see the CNC is doing the rough cut on the forward bulkhead plug. So it's just, this is a piece that separates the cabin from the nose compartment. Here you can see it's actually done the rough in, and now it's doing a Swarf Cut on the side there. So that actually runs around and gives it the nice smooth finish there, where the flange is going to be between this part and the inside of the fuselage. So you can see that it uses the side of the end mill, and just running in here close to have a better look at that. You see it just makes a nice smooth finish on the side there. And the layer cake there is because when the roughing cut happens, it does it basically. I've got it set up to go down 1.5 inches at a time, taking away the stuff we don't need. Again, this is a Swarf Cut on the lower side, and actually you'll see it actually does the Swarf Cut in 2 passes. So this first pass here is just cutting or taking the edge off on the first 4 inches, and then it'll gets around to the side there, and you'll see it's going to step down and take the last 4 inches off. And the reason why this particular plug is so high like this is because it's easier to have a flange that just continues backwards with respect to how the part would be oriented, and be able to use that flange for the surface when vacuum bagging this part. The actual finished flange on the part will be only about the first sort of 1.5 to 2 inches from the actual faceplate that's sitting horizontal there right now. So as you can see, Swarf Cuts are fun because they're really quick, and once it's finished, you can get a nice smooth finish on that surface there. So that's what it looks like there when all the cuts were finished on there. And then the channel in the middle there, that's for where the keel mates with it. And then this channel that we're looking at now, that's for where the actual spar for the foreplane sort of sits in there. And here we are, the mill is doing the finishing passes on one of the plugs for the conduit. So we have 2 different conduits that run down the side of the fuselage on the inside to allow us to run cabling, and also to be able to run the hot water solution and stuff for the heating of the foreplane, but also to provide heat out on the windshield. So here it's doing a Swarf Cut in that thing, in that little channel there. So that's what it looks like finished, and it's just basically just a little sort of semicircle part there to allow us to run the thing. So here's the other one, and again it's still working on that one. And next up here is the fuselage that you've seen before, and it's the bottom of the platform is masked off there, and Jeff's got the machine there for spraying the putty is running, mixing up the putty there. So it's all ready to spray that. You can see we put down some protective stuff on the floor. So here he is spraying that back wall of the keel with the putty, and it comes out pink, looking like chewing gum, and it comes out pretty thick. And as it cures, it gets lighter in color to where it ends up sort of being like the skin tone. So there's the one that he just sprayed there. In fact, if you hold your hand over it there, it's actually exotherming. It's quite warm, radiating heat off of there. So you've got to be careful how much you put on there. You don't want to melt the foam that's underneath, even though it has some fiberglass on there. And there's the keel done there, all looking nice and pink. Kind of neat. And here's Jeff actually spraying the bottom of the fuselage there. So the next job will be, all those parts now have to go back under the mill for their final cut. So I've got a lot of work to do now, because there's 5 different parts there that are already done, and there's a bunch more that are almost ready to be set up for a putty. So again, that's Jeff just putting the last coat on the fuselage. So stay tuned for the next update.